Alright guys, check it out. We got another car here. We have this 2010 BMW 528i. So the problem we have is I'm gonna share you this experience. I'm getting ready to repair this trunk. You ever had a trunk that when you press the if you open it, eventually the trunk's supposed to be automatic. It should be pop out like that, nice and easy. But this trunk right here, it moves so fast and quick. Seems like it's gonna break. Something's gonna happen. It's not. It look very dangerous, man. So we're gonna try to fix this issue, and I'm gonna show you how I figure out and what parts you need to replace it. So I'm gonna show you the problem. See this? I'm gonna open the trunk. Right? Check it out, guys. This is the 2010 BMW 528i. This is a trunk problem. Why it's so fast, and then it looked very dangerous. So check it out. Press it. Look at the trunk, guys. Oh my god, oh my god, that's not good at all. See that? That's very scary, guys. Do you ever experience this type of problem? This one right here. So we're gonna try and replace the spring shock on this trunk. So I got these parts right here. So this the parts right here is, check it out. This is the parts right here, guys. This is two different sides, so make sure you install it the correct position, and also which side, because if you install it on the wrong side, it's gonna cause more trouble. So make sure you do this nice and easy. So this side right here, this is supposed to be the left side. See left side right there. So this on the left side right here, guys. That one's go to there, and this for the right side. Obviously you see it. So we're gonna try to open it, show you what the parts look like. That's the parts. This is the parts you guys need to fix this trunk bouncing so fast like this. See that? See this? Look. Oh my god. It's like too strong. The tension's too strong. And this shock right here, look, a shock. You got a shock absorber. So this one right here, he's got a stopper to slow down that. When it pop like that, he's gonna slow it down. We're gonna install this, but I did kind of experience this before. I installed it in different vehicles. I think so, maybe a Mercedes-Benz or another BMW, and then you get the same problem. I replaced it with this one, and it fixed it. So now I'm doing this again. So, but this time I'm doing it on my own, guys. So I'm gonna replace it and install it. But the first thing we have to do, we have to get to this little cover right here. This cover right here, just take a couple of panel right there. You have to remove that panel, and then we gotta remove this whole cover out, guys. You might have to remove the whole area, and same thing the other side. We're gonna do all the stuff right there, guys. So don't forget to hang tight. I'm gonna show you everything how it goes. I'm gonna grab me some tools. Check it out. Alright guys, the first thing we have to do when removing all this panel and those cover off, there's a little push button, the little clip that hold that cover. Make sure you be careful removing those clips. I'm using a flathead screwdriver to pull it slowly, but if you have the right tools for this, like the popper to remove those little push button, you could use that too. Just make sure you take your time and be careful. Alright guys, we got all the little push button that hold this cover. We're getting ready to remove this cover, but we're not gonna try and remove the whole cover completely, because according to the manual's book, you have to remove everything out of the way, and also the carpet. but I'm gonna try and do this in my way. I'm trying to do a little quick shortcut how to do it. So the only thing is holding this down is that push button. When you, by the time you remove all this stuff, you can move it out of the way, and then you can see the spring shock that holding the hinge. So be careful trying to remove that. So I'm gonna try to use some simple tools to remove it. There's only two things holding down. See that right there? You just little push button, like a little push, that like a little ball. You could just push it in, and there's nothing holding it down. There's no clip, screw, or bolt holding it. So the only way to remove that, you gotta use some pry bar or a long flathead. You could just pry it off, like push it out, so you could disconnect the ball to the little um to the little bracket, you know. So see how I did? I just push it, and just be careful, because sometimes the trunk might fall on your head. So make sure you hold the trunk at the same time when you're trying to pry it out, you know, because you don't want to hurt yourself. And also on the end of that, there's a little hook that hold the spring shock. Make sure you just got to try to loop around it and slowly move it around, and then eventually it will come right up. But be careful moving it around, because like I said, this the trunk door is pretty heavy. It could just slam to your head, and it could really hurt if you hit your head. So if you're having a hard time to slide that spring shock, make sure you could just use some W40 or some type of penetrating oil, so you could slide it up. But also on that side panel on the right side, there's a bunch of wire in there, like a fuse panel, like a fuse box, and a bunch of wire. Make sure be careful to trying to be careful around that area, because if you're trying to move that spring around and hitting those fuse panel, you could damage more stuff. So be caution and be fragile when removing these parts out of the way. Yep. So it's not quite hard. It took me maybe 3 or 5 minutes just trying to slide it, work it out, and I got it up right there, guys. So make sure don't forget to hold that trunk door, because it could fall on your head. It's pretty scary. Just right there, see the little bracket that hold it down? There's a little small bracket right there. It's like a little, maybe a small bracket that goes loop around that end of the spring shock, and all you gotta do is wiggle, wiggle, push. That's pretty much what I did, and I got it out nice and easy, guys. Yep. Like I said, see that right there? All the fuse panel, all the fuse box right there. Be careful, because I was kind of trying to move it, and I kind of touched it a little bit, and I realized that, oh no, make sure you take your time doing those. And let's check this spring right here, guys, and this shock. See, why did it break? Why did it start working? What's the reason why? You know, the tension of the shock, the absorber, so the shock absorber got weak. That's why the trunk just keeps going so fast when you open it. So I'm trying to duplicate the size and the length, and make sure your part is matches to your original, to the new one. Because if you don't match, and then it's gonna give you a hard time. And on this type of spring, I noticed that there's a reason when it went bad. The shock absorber is leaking hydraulic. See that right there? That's what I found out. It's leaking. It's wet. That's why the shock absorber, it got weak. Yep. The shock absorber is like a regular shock on your suspension, and it's supposed to slow down your travel of the spring. You know. So if your shock absorber going bad, that's pretty much the same thing on this trunk. It's the same thing how it works. But like I said, make sure you match your original parts to the old one, because if you get the wrong parts, it might not work. And also make sure the link is correct. Yep. Now we're gonna try to install these new parts to this bracket. So make sure you take your time. What I end up doing, I end up greasing the end of it. Where's the little small bracket where you loop it? I put a little bit of grease on it, so it could be easier for me to slide it in. Yep. But if you don't have those grease, you don't have to worry about it. You just gotta wiggle and push it in. That's how I got that in. And then at the end of it, all you gotta do now, you just gotta push it in to the bracket. See right there? There's a little ball right there. All you gotta do is push it in. It doesn't hold anything else besides that little holder. See that? It's like a little ball, and a little, you want to push it or automatic lock it for you. But it doesn't work just pushing it. You might have to use some hammer, guys. That's what I end up doing. I end up getting this hammer right here. So be careful when you hammering at the end of it, because you might destroy your new parts. Yep, so just be careful. You just gotta tap it nicely, and just tap it enough to push that little ball in there. And then by the time you get that in there, you should be ready to go, guys. So what I end up doing, I hammer it, so make sure it's all the way in there. And then, like I said, be careful hitting it too hard, because if you hit that too hard, what's gonna happen? You might crack it, because that thing's built like plastic. Just like that, guys. I got it in nice and easy. It didn't really took me that long, but the hardest thing about it, just trying to push that ball back in the same spot. Yep. And then when you do that, make sure you put all the panel back together, and also make sure it's lined up nice and neat when you use that push button, because that push button, you need that piece in there to hold that little cover. If you don't have the little cover right there, that things might be moving around. Next thing you know, it's gonna have a problem. And also make sure that the weather strip is lined up to your cover. Yep, that's how you do it, guys. Take your time, slowly. Boom. Got it up. It's pretty heavy. This one, and also there's another one right here on top. See, it's on top right here, guys. I'm sweating. Boom. Get it off. Alright, there's one more right here. Boom. Alright. Now we pop it out like this. I just use a flat head right here, so enough for you to pop it. See this right here? I'll go like this. Pull. Pop. Alright. Stick this out here, guys. Like this. Slide it. Just like this, what I did. So now we're gonna try to reset. Ooh, be careful, see that? Same way you did it, same way. Same way how you remove it, do the same way. See? This one right here is supposed to be the left side, and this is the left side also. It's the left right there. See that left side? So we're gonna do it. Put it in the same way. Same way you took it off, same way. There it is. Then we're gonna pop it in. I used to hammer. Oh, come in. Good. Alright guys, this is the only tools I use. I use this one right here, and a flathead, and a screwdriver, and a hammer. It's broken, man. That's why it went bad. It's broken, guys. So we're gonna test it out now. Look like everything's in there and it works. We're gonna test it, guys. Check it out. Alright, the first thing we have to do, we have to close this trunk first. Actually, look, slow down now. Let's see if he's gonna do the same thing. After we replace it with a brand new one, we're gonna test it, see if it's gonna work, if it's gonna slow down. All right, press the trunk. Oh yeah, oh yeah, perfect. We got it fixed, guys. That's how you do it. That's how you guys do it, man. I did it. We fixed the problem. All we do, replace that one. Only took us less than an hour. So we're gonna test it again, make sure it's really work. One more. Trunk. It's good. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful and helping your project. Don't forget to like and leave a comment or subscribe, and more video I'll be making. Thank you. See you on my next video, guys. Have a great day.